want to say something right now because this is my podcast, and you really broke my heart when you lost to Clay Guida.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
No, I was on the UFC Fight Pass. I was on the road. Mm-hmm. I go, fucking Erik's fighting. And I put it on.
I watched it. Yeah.
And just let me finish. It broke my heart.
It's weird watching somebody
so
that
weird
you
to
know
watch.
fight.
Yeah.
It's a different.
I threw my iPad and everything.
Really?
Yeah, I was emotional about it.
I think Stevie was really upset too.
We all called each other afterwards. Like, what the fuck happened?
Right. Well, touching on that, watching the
talking to the mic, man.
The craziest thing.
I'm not afraid of him anymore. Go ahead.
The craziest thing about fighting is like when you fight, you're nervous, but it's a different type of nervous energy.
Yeah.
It's like I know I got to be in there, and I got to be on everything. Like it's more of a focused like nerve.
Yeah.
When you watch people, fight. Like when I watch my teammates fight, I lose my mind. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I can't believe we do this for a living.
Right.
Like, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And so touching on that, like watching people fight is. Watching my brother fight was probably the worst thing.
Really?
Oh, wow.
I'd lose my shit. It's your brother.
Yeah.
So if they even get hit, you get mad. You want to climb the fence and
That's how I felt. I think.
Yeah. But
and he was on top of you, like you're doing all that gay shit.
He didn't do any damage.
I know he didn't. I know he didn't, Erik.
We'll go into the fight.
Yeah.
The fight was it was just a strange fight because he's such a weird guy to fight. When he fought Anthony Pettis, my teammate.
Yeah.
He was coming forward. Everybody's used to Guida moving his head and like high energy.
Yeah.
He fought way more patient
with you.
With me.
Yeah.
He didn't come forward. The whole game plan was to counter. And fight him, because he wants to come forward. Let him, hurt himself by falling on the sword. But he never did that. He was very patient. And he wasn't like super strong. His takedowns weren't super strong, but it's like he did just enough to get me down.
Yeah.
And the one thing I give credit to Clay Guida is he's such a veteran. Like when he has you down, it is hard to move. Like he doesn't take risks to posture up and do damage, but he controlled my hips so well. Usually I'm good off my back. I can throw submissions up and I can move. I've never felt like that. Like against the fence, I would try to wall walk.
Yeah.
And like jump off, he would shut me down. He knew exactly what I was doing. He's just a veteran.
Yeah.
So what I take from that fight is, I'm not hurt. I didn't take any damage.
You didn't. I know
Let's
you
see.
didn't. You look good afterwards.
Yeah.
You did look good afterwards.
Thank you.
I'm just saying because I want you to succeed.
I want to succeed.
I know you do.
Trust me.
And so that's where my thing was coming from. It's like I want Erik Koch.
I think that I would be really terrible being a spectator to my kids' sporting events.
Yeah.
And you're right. Like I would much rather compete than be a spectator to anything. It's because you have a set of nerves that you can't kind of dispel. Like when you're watching, you have all this built up adrenaline that you can't use towards movement.
Exactly.
When you're an athlete, you have this adrenaline. You're about to actually use your body towards something.
The power's in your hands.
Yeah.
Like when you watch somebody you love or a training partner, you want to do it for them.
Yeah.
And when you're watching from like a third person view, it's a lot different. It's a lot different when you're actually face to face.
I mean, I know I wrestled in high school. I know it's not the same, but I remember it's not the same.
I don't know why I'm laughing so hard.
I don't know why you're laughing.
But I believe in you, baby.
But I did tournaments and stuff, right? And I used to get I've never been more nervous. It's more nerve-wracking than stand-up. Mm-hmm. I couldn't believe, like, trying to make a weight and then actually go walking in. It's so nerve-wracking. So I can only imagine, because you're at a higher level, that there's so much at stake. Well, and you were also plagued with injuries and whatnot, so you hadn't been back in a long time.
Right.
So there was a lot riding on it. So I'm sure you were.
I mean, the biggest thing about it is in any sports, a lot of sports that are like football, soccer, they're team sports. So if you lose, the blame is kind of dispensed.
Yes.
Like you can put it on other people. In fighting, when you lose, it's the fucking worst.
Yeah.
When you win, it's the greats. That's why we do it. They're both, total extremes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's fucking terrible. I hate losing.
Did you cry?
I did.
You did?
Every loss I cry. Because,
Why do you find that funny?
Oh, what a pussy!
Bobby's gonna be crying here pretty soon.
I'm kidding. Erik, I was just joking, man.
I know.
That was a joke laugh. I wasn't really laughing, man. Right, Barton? No.
The best way I can put it is Tito Ortiz. He said it.
Fuck him.
Why?
I'm
Why
kidding.
fuck
I'm totally
Tito
kidding. I
Ortiz?
love Tito. I
Why
love
are you trying
Tito.
so
I
much
love
beef
Tito.
with fighters?
I love Tito. I love Tito.
Please.
He used to say, he's like, when you lose a fight, it's like a loved one dying because we train so fucking hard.
I bet.
Mm-hmm.
That's why not many people do this. We train so hard, and people really don't understand how hard we train. And when you lose a fight and you dedicate 3 months to dieting, cutting weight, training 4 times, a day, watching tape, you're just your whole life is dedicated to this one day.
Yeah.
You're not
Oh my
thinking
God.
anything past
I can't
it.
imagine.
It's just like that's judgment day. That's the end of days for you until the fight's actually over.
Yeah.
That's the end of the day. So like when you lose a fight, it's weird because it doesn't hit you in the cage. It's when you go back and you know the disappointment of your corner. Not necessarily they're mad at you,
Right.
but like they're just bummed you lost, and
Yeah.
you feel like you let a lot more people down.
But you weren't humiliated. You were doing
No,
so
you
good.
weren't.
no, but I take pride
Look
in
at what
being good.
Ronda
everywhere.
Rousey did with Amanda Nunes.
I call
I
it that,
mean,
too, though.
she was picked apart within a minute, and she was out. You can tell that she trained hard for that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I can't imagine, especially the kind of expectations on her. I can't imagine what that feels like.
Jose Aldo going
Oh
out
my
in 14
God.
seconds like
Oh
that
my
Yeah.
God.
when
I
you've been
can't
undefeated
imagine.
your whole career.
Crushing.
I mean, that man cried a lot
days.
afterwards.
Yeah, yeah.
That is
The
just
suffering, I can't even-
crushing. I don't. That's why I always think about whether or not I want my kids to be, if they can get there. If I do want to encourage for them to be like professional athletes, because so much it becomes so ingrained as your identity that when it's gone, it's so hard to separate yourself from that.
Well, and that's with a lot of fighters that have problems retiring.
Yeah.
That's what you see. A lot of like I thought Anderson Silva when he defended his belt like 8 times, he should have retired. If he would have retired, because we all do this. If you ask any fighter, we do it to make money, but I didn't start this to do money. When I
Right.
started training, UFC wasn't big at all. It was still
Yeah.
underground. Like
Yeah.
people didn't know much about it. So like what my stance on it is, I do this because when I die, I want my name to be remembered. It's a way of
like a
immortality.
legacy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's my
But that's like
immortality.
everything that we do. I mean, I do stand up to do that.
Yeah, and well,
You know what I mean?
but I mean that's why I do it. So if someone's on a rank like GSP, I honestly don't think he should come back.
Yeah.
I feel like if he stayed that,
Yeah,
people are
but,
gonna
but
undisputed
think of it
best
this way, though,
welterweight.
all right? It's
Yeah.
like when you're away from the game for that long, your name fades, no matter who you are.
Right.
And so you get addicted to the glory, too, and the adrenaline. It's a drug.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
For sure.
So
Yeah.
that's why they come back. They go, they want to be the center
Mm-hmm.
of attention again. They want, if they win, they want that glory, that feeling that you said, right? So you can understand why they come back.
I completely understand, but if you're looking at long term, you gotta think about it. MMA, there's so many ways to lose, so many ways to win, so many ways to lose.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose. Doesn't matter how good you
Right.
are. Conor McGregor, he's
Well,
lost.
not John
And
Jones.
you actually lose. Let's get into that in a
I
second.
mean,
But you
beat
lose
himself, though.
more than just that because your brain is on the line. It isn't swimming. It isn't track. You could be hurt for the rest of your life.
Yeah, you're doing
so
damage.
so much more is on the line than just losing.
Yeah.